Secrets of the Vatican. What's hidden in the Vatican Archives? For centuries, the Vatican Apostolic Archives have stood as one of the most fascinating and exclusive repositories of history in the world. Sprawling across an astonishing 85 kilometers of shelves, these archives house some of the most important documents in both religious and secular history. Once veiled in secrecy and the subject of wild speculation, they are now celebrated as a treasure trove for historical insight. Today, we embark on an exploration of these archives, their significance, and the mysteries they still hold. The Vatican Apostolic Archives trace their roots back to the early days of the Catholic Church's administration. These records were initially intended to document important decisions and events shaping the Church's spiritual and temporal power. However, they evolved into a centralized repository under Pope Paul V in the early 17th century, marking the birth of what became globally known as the Vatican Secret Archives. The term secret here didn't necessarily indicate mystery or conspiracy, but instead referred to the Latin word secretum, meaning personal or private. It implied a controlled access structure meant for preserving the integrity and sanctity of historical documents. Over centuries, these archives transitioned into an unparalleled collection of materials that showcase the evolving relationship between religion, art, science, culture, and politics. However, the air of exclusivity surrounding the archives fueled public fascination. Myths arose of hidden treasures, forbidden knowledge, and secret conspiracies cloaked within the Vatican's walls. It wasn't until 1881, when Pope Leo XIII opened sections of the archives for study, that accessible and academic inquiry began. Walking the vast halls of the Vatican Apostolic Archives, one might feel as though they have stepped into history itself. The collection spans over 1,200 years, encompassing everything from mundane clerical records to groundbreaking moments in world history. The documents stored here are unlike any other in the world. One remarkable example is the correspondence of Michelangelo himself, where he sought payment for his work on the Sistine Chapel and St. Peter's Basilica. These personal letters shed light on the challenges Renaissance artists faced in balancing their creative genius with financial concerns. Equally compelling are the trial records of Galileo Galilei, which starkly illustrate the clash between science and religion that defined the 17th century. Here, documents chronicle the deliberations that led to his house arrest, offering raw, first-hand accounts of the events that shaped modern scientific thought. The archives also house communications from King Henry VIII regarding his infamous request for annulment from Catherine of Aragon. These letters provide a rare glimpse into the political and religious negotiations that ignited the English Reformation. This is just scratching the surface. From diplomatic correspondences during Napoleon's era to records of World War II under Pope Pius II, the archives offer unparalleled insight into the interplay between church and global history. For centuries, the Vatican Apostolic Archives have been shrouded in mystery, inviting countless conspiracy theories and speculative fantasies. Popular culture often portrays the archives as a hidden vault housing forbidden knowledge or artifacts of unspeakable power. However, much of this is far from the truth. The misconception stems largely from their exclusivity. The archives were long accessible only to authorized church officials and select scholars, based on requests that met strict academic criteria. This controlled access gave rise to the idea that the Church was hiding radical secrets. In reality, the Vatican has been slowly lifting the veil. Recent decades have seen an era of increasing transparency, championed by modern popes. With Pope Francis's 2019 decision to allow access to documents from Pope Pius X's tenure during World War II, the archives are entering an unprecedented phase of scholarly openness. The truth about the Vatican Archives lies not in secret conspiracies, but in their tremendous value as a tool for illuminating the human story. The exclusivity, although still carefully maintained, primarily ensures the preservation of these irreplaceable materials. One unique aspect of the Vatican Apostolic Archives is their role as a bridge between history and contemporary research. The documents contained within reveal crucial intersections between faith-based decisions and world events, offering both spiritual and academic insights. For example, during World War II, questions about Pope Pius X's actions and the Catholic Church's role in aiding Jewish refugees sparked significant debate. The recent release of wartime records has allowed scholars to reevaluate his legacy and the Vatican's policies during one of humanity's darkest hours. Although interpretations continue to vary, the documents provide concrete data that deepen our understanding of morality, diplomacy, and decision-making under duress. Similarly, the archives can offer insight into social history through unexpected artifacts. A letter from an impoverished boy in Ireland seeking the Pope's help during the Great Famine speaks to the universality of the Church's reach and the personal dimension of its role in history. These pieces not only commemorate monumental events, but also offer a lens into everyday life across centuries, shifting the narrative of history from abstract to deeply personal. While the archives preserve the past, they also embrace the future through advanced curatorial practices. The Vatican employs cutting-edge technology to keep its fragile documents intact for future generations. Digitization methods, climate-controlled vaults, and stringent handling protocols are all part of the extensive preservation process. Efforts to increase accessibility through digital archiving are also underway, aiming to make selected manuscripts available to a global audience. This transition bridges the archive's exclusivity with today's demand for greater historical democratization. Despite these advances, accessing the archives in person remains a privilege. Scholars must formally apply, detailing their research goals and academic credentials. Yet, once approved, they are granted access to one of the most significant collections of human artifacts, enabling research with profound historical implications. The Vatican Apostolic Archives have led to some of the most groundbreaking revelations in modern scholarship. Researchers have discovered previously unknown papal correspondences that influenced diplomacy across Europe, explored the Church's position on slavery and human rights in centuries past, and re-examined Galileo's conflict with the Catholic hierarchy in a new light. Yet, many mysteries remain. Thousands of shelves are still unexplored due to the limited capacities of scholars and archiving staff. Unopened collections may shed further light on the Church's role in colonial expansion, women's history within Christianity, or even historical turning points like World War I. The possibility of undiscovered narratives fuels ongoing intrigue. What hidden stories still lie behind the Vatican's heavily secured doors? This tantalizing question ensures the archives continue to be the object of both academic study and public fascination. Why should we care about the Vatican archives? For history enthusiasts, these records are a dream. Their contents not only answer questions about abstract historical events, but also bring nuance and clarity to long-standing mysteries. For academic scholars, they are an invaluable dataset that bridges gaps in the historical record, contextualizing and challenging known narratives. But even for everyday viewers, the archives matter because they preserve the stories of humanity. Inside them lies a testament to curiosity, memory, and the pursuit of knowledge that transcends borders and beliefs. The Vatican Apostolic Archives are far more than a collection of documents. They are the heartbeat of history itself. They tell the story of civilization's emergence, evolution, and constant questioning of its place in the world. While legends and mysteries have long surrounded the archives, their true value lies in their ability to connect us to the past. As we unveil their contents, one thing becomes clear. The archives are not a vault of secrets, but a bridge to understanding. They serve as a reminder that the human story is one of collaboration, conflict, and constant learning. So, as we conclude this exploration, we invite you to ponder one final question. What role does history play in shaping our future, and what voices within these documents still wait to be heard? The Vatican Apostolic Archives hold the answer, if only we dare to seek it.